Oh, wait, I wasn't ready.
Okay, turn on the AC. So we don't want you sweating. Go ahead, turn on the AC.
We're live.
Oh well.
Guys, I accidentally pressed live when I was going to turn on my AC. That's okay. They like to see me
Okay,
sweat.
we professionals. We got this.
Oh my God. Hey, guys.
Hello.
Okay, so
All
Ava
right.
is taking over my channel today, guys. It's a surprise. Ava's taking over. And just so you guys know, I'm giving you the opportunity to ask me or Ava anything. And Ava has an amazing channel. I'm sure you follow her. But if you don't, I'll leave her link below. Ava loves raw. And yeah, okay, so Ava's in charge today, and I'm going to be sweating most of the hour. Okay.
It's not so much that I'm in charge. I just want to talk to you because we always have such great conversations,
Yes.
and people always comment how they love our collaborations, and we sometimes differ big time on topics. And I love that because I don't think there's a one size fits all to wellness. Sometimes it's good to just try things out for yourself, like I don't know, like the oil or like the low fat or the higher fat or the higher protein, the lower protein, like all of it.
Yes.
It's all good. It's all good information. And I think it's good that we are different and that we are thriving on both our different approaches. Like you are all raw. A little bit of cooked at night. Like I add a little bit of cooked to my salad now, some beans and some whatnots. And I just think that it's good that we represent different age groups, that we represent different approaches. And I love that. I think it's awesome.
Yeah. Honestly, I love you, Ava. And I think we get along so good because we both acknowledge that there's more than one way to heal. It's not one size fits all. And like the people that do that, I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know if they're specifically trying to sell a product or something, but like it's not true. I've seen people heal on fully raw, on high raw, on more savory stuff because that's what they love. And the
Mhm.
truth is like whatever you love the most is what you're going to stick with, and that is what's going to help you heal. So if
Yeah.
you love to eat 2 salads a day and you love more savory, then that's what's going to help you heal. If you're like me and you love fruit and you love sweets, that's what's going to help you heal, as long as the sweets are natural fruit and things like that. So, yeah, I love you, Ava, and I totally
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah. And I like what you just said too. Yeah. If you like more savory, because I know I try sometimes with people. I'm like, look, you can eat this, you can eat that, but people are like, I don't want to eat fruit all the time. I want more savory, like what you're saying. And I'm like, that is so good you brought that up. Yes, have 2 salads or just make it work for you. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited that you and I are kind of like, and you're right. People just want to sell you stuff. I get disheartened when it's like at the one path, do this and you will reach enlightenment and you will be healed. And it's like, I don't think so. And I see that a lot with the juice fasting craze. We talked about this before. It's killing me watching the people go, and like the ante keeps getting higher. Like it's not
Mm.
like a weeks or like I think I did like a month or 25 days way back in the day. It's not, that's no longer like, now you have to do 6 months, 8 months. Like people just keep pushing the limits, and people are getting sick. There's deficiencies. What are your thoughts on that?
Great question. Bless their heart. There are people out there doing these really long, like 100-day or more watermelon cleanses, and I've interviewed a
Yeah,
few of them,
yeah.
and they're great people. But the problem is that, well, I mean, I love watermelon, right? But like the longest I've ever done is 7 days, and I wouldn't do it again unless I was sick, unless my body's telling
Mhm.
me don't eat. My throat hurts, I'm
Yeah.
throwing up, I have a disease, I really feel ill. And these guys don't, these guys, they don't feel ill. They just are doing this like to experiment and get, attention. But I'm not saying it's like worse than what's going on in society because you turn on the TV, Ava, and there's commercials for Fruit Loops and McDonald's and Burger King. So I'm not saying that they're like getting the worst attention because if somebody goes on a watermelon cleanse, it's not going to do the damage that fast food will do. It will heal you. The
Mhm.
problem is that, well, they're enjoying it. And see, if you don't enjoy eating just watermelon for 100 days, you're not going to stick to it. You're
Mhm.
gonna go back to binging. You're gonna go back to feeling like shit and having low self-esteem and feeling like you're not good enough. You couldn't do the 40, 50, 60, 100 days on watermelon. But let me tell you right now, me and Ava, I'm gonna speak for Ava. We couldn't do that. Could you do 100 days on watermelon and love it and feel great?
No, no.
No,
And I think it's
no.
important to point out exactly what you said. there's a time and a place for everything. Like at the beginning, if you're in that healing phase where you're like, you know what, I'm really sick, I have this, I have the other, like we know people with cancer, with all kinds of things that they have done the mono thing for a long time in order to cleanse. And I know it, like, that's a great alternative or a great approach at the beginning if you're healing something, but that's not your forever maintenance plan. That's not where you're going to thrive. You shouldn't really be, in my honest opinion, you shouldn't really be going on these cleanses. Like, what are you exactly cleansing from? If you're eating good food, if you're eating the living foods, the water rich, the nutrient rich foods, what exactly are you detoxing from? Like this obsession, just eat the food, just get started with the food. And then
Yeah.
later, maybe if you're like, oh my gosh, I still have, eczema, or I'm still having whatever. Okay, maybe we can go a little deeper and where but just start with the food. Like, don't worry about all these rules. There are no rules. Just start with the living foods, the fresh food,
We
right?
have some yes, absolutely. We have some questions already, and
Okay.
I just wanna clarify because, some of these guys are my friends now. I just wanna say, like, I think it's amazing what you're doing, but I also think it's harming some people to, like Ava said, upping the ante, like, "Oh, you did a 100-day juice cleanse? Okay, I'm gonna do that because then I'll be good enough. Then I'll be
Mhm.
healed. Then I'll be clean enough." And it's like,
Yeah.
"No, it doesn't work like that." So, okay, we got some questions. Somebody asked, well, Sherry said, "You're more talking about extensive juice fast and dry fast and such." Well, we were talking about those and also these like cleanses, these watermelon only fasts. And it's like not necessary. What Ava just said is the truth. And take it from someone like Ava who's been doing it for a long time successfully and enjoying it. And
Mhm.
that's the thing. Like you might Let's be honest, you might die tomorrow. You really kinda wanna enjoy your life. You really don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. You don't wanna be suffering through this, and you wanna find the joy in the journey to getting healthy. That's why I
Yeah.
love Ava, what she does, and that's what I do too, and I love watermelon, but I'm not just eating watermelon for like, even just one day. I
Yeah.
gotta tell you, I'm not into it anymore. I've been doing this for 13 years and, not doing that anymore. Okay, Sherry B, a new Sherry, said, "I wanna know how you both overcame your food addictions." Oh, so Ava, can you share with how you overcame your food addiction?
I mean, that is the toughest thing ever. And I get people where they're coming from. I wish there was some, I know you have some solutions, and I know we're going to talk about that. Personally, how I did it, and I had the worst food addictions. I was so addicted to sugar, refined sugar, and processed sugar. I would get the shakes if I did not get my fix in the morning. It was that bad. If I woke up and I didn't have something to eat right away, that was a bagel, muffin, cookie, bread of some sort, something really starchy and refined, I could not function. I would get the shakes, and my blood sugar was all over the place. And I shared this the other day. I remember even two times that I blacked out, that my blood sugar, I fainted. I was walking my children, and they were on a double stroller, and I had my dog, and they stopped to pick some flowers, and they were just messing around, and I literally stood there and it just all went black. My blood sugar was all over the place, and the fix was to eat something quick, so I just grabbed like whatever, some cookies, whatever. It just, like, I literally had to sit there until it went away, and I almost had to crawl home. It was really, my blood sugar issues were really, really, really bad. I was so addicted to pasta, bread.
Mm.
I could not get enough of it. I could eat a big huge plate of white pasta and want more. Like, it was like a hollow leg. I could eat it, eat and eat and eat. So when I first went raw, I was it was like I thought I was gonna die. The first 3 days, I was like, okay, please. I was at Hippocrates. I'm like, please take my blood pressure. I don't think I'm gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. I was like, check my pulse. This is not so. So how I got over it was one foot in front of the other, and I can't wait for your expertise, because I'll probably learn. I'm most likely going to learn a lot from you.
No.
It was one foot in front of the other. I had to white knuckle it. To be honest with you, I had to white knuckle it. It was really, really, really hard. Those first few days without the sugar, and it was just one of those things where I consider myself like an alcoholic, like a recovering addict. literally. I couldn't be
Yeah.
around it. I didn't want to have it in my house, but I had little kids. So it was really, really hard. And how I did it was just one foot in front of the other. And I knew my mantra back then was don't even try it. Like I know what it tastes like. I don't need to trick myself into let me have a little bit of this brownie because I just want to taste it, or this little piece of pasta, or this little piece of bread, or whatever. Like my mantra was don't even try it. I already know what it tastes like. I don't need to taste it. And don't even try it was my mantra because I knew that as soon as I had that first bite, I would spiral down again into that addiction of wanting more and wanting more and wanting more. It was like crack. It was like literal. I mean, I've never been addicted to drugs, but I can't imagine it was like that. So that's how I did it. I was very, very strict. I knew what I had to do. And the way to do it was with the living foods. I just had to get enough nutrients in me to be satisfied so that I knew that those cravings were not because I needed something. Get enough of the living foods, get enough of the raw food, eat enough. At the beginning, I was like, probably overeating. In fact, I was overeating because I was just
Yeah.
stuffing myself to sort of fill that void of the loss of those foods that were so comforting to me. So it was just, yeah, one foot in front of the other. I can't wait to see what you have to say because it was hard.
Yeah, Fruit Ascension says, "I love that. Don't even try. Don't even try it," is the mantra. Yeah. Okay, so, like, me and Ava, very similar. I also had made a decision that I was done with, like, pretending that I could have just one bite or just, like, a few french fries or j it wasn't ever gonna happen. Like, I couldn't control myself around this food, and I finally decided, "Okay, I can't do what I've been doing. I can't anymore." And Ava got really sick. She was fainting. And I was really like at a very, very low depression. I was 60 pounds overweight. I had cystic acne. The acne was just the thing that I needed to change because I couldn't live my life. I couldn't date. I felt so unattractive. I couldn't go to people's houses, like sleepovers. I couldn't have anybody see me without makeup. So I would never go to the beach. I would never risk even hugging people, because the makeup.
High five. The same year.
Oh, yeah?
Yo,
Wow.
my acne was so bad.
Wow.
And you know what? There's nothing more depressing than having acne, at least for a woman, at least for me, because I am vain in that way. I was so embarrassed by it. Like some days, I almost didn't want to leave the house. I would cake on the makeup. And it was, yeah, that's the worst. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, no, Ava, listen, the reason I'm here talking to you, living like this amazing dream life, which is like, I basically am a professional vegan for a living, which is crazy. But the reason is because I stayed home from work because my acne was so bad, I couldn't go to work. And that day I saw Food Inc. on Oprah, like they
Mm,
were talking about it. And then I downloaded it that night. I got it 2010. And that's why I'm here. That's how I became vegetarian and then went raw. And then that's why I'm here because my acne was so bad, I stayed home from work. So, long story short, is to break my food addiction, like Ava, it was not easy. And what I really, really needed was support. I needed guidance, I needed accountability, and I needed to know exactly what to do. And I didn't have that in back in 2011. And
yeah.
so I kept failing, I kept falling off, I kept beating myself up. I was eating way too much. But I needed that, but I didn't know what would help. I didn't know that, oh, okay, in the beginning, I do need to eat more than I'm going to be eating in 5, 10 years. Oh, in the beginning, I don't need to be limiting my avocados, my nuts and seeds. In the beginning, I need to just focus on fruit, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. No low fat, no intermittent fasting, no cleansing of any kind, no juice cleansing, no herbs. You want to do herbs, fine, but no restricting. That's what I needed to hear because, like, I was reading all these books from Arnold Ehret, Rational Fasting, and like I was just reading about like how I had to be so like disciplined and eat less, and the people that live the longest eat the least. But
Mm,
I was trying to break a food addiction, Ava. So it's like now looking back, I realize what I did wrong. And now this is why I do this course. If anybody is interested, I have a course called the Food Addiction Freedom Course. And
mm.
it is available. It's a live course. So there's no recordings, there's no videos. It's a live course and it starts October 8th. So this Sunday, I have two spots. Yes,
Woo!
I have two spots left. And it's for specifically women only who
Mm,
have
no.
a food addiction currently. They feel like they have tried everything on their own. They have tried all the diets, they've tried the juice cleansing, they've tried the restricting, they've tried to just say, "This is not my food." You know what I mean? Like, or don't even try it. They've tried it on their own and they just can't. And I'm telling you right now, there's something magical that happens, and Ava knows this because she has her own private community as well. When we get together, we can do things we can't do on our own. Would you
Mm,
agree?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And in
yeah.
my course, you are going to be with me and 9 other amazing women who have a food addiction, who are interested in eating a raw or high raw vegan diet,
Mm,
who have tried everything, who have weight to lose, who have health issues to reverse. And what's going to happen is you're not going to feel alone anymore. And you're going
mm,
to get the information, the guidance, the support and the accountability from me for 6 weeks starting October 8th.
mm,
And yeah, this is like something that has really fulfilled me so much and I'm so grateful to be able to do it because this is what I needed. And I feel like I can't believe that this is like what I do for a living, but basically I feel like it's me going back and helping me in the past who
mm.
needed I just needed one person that was doing it, and now you're going to meet 9 other women plus me, so 10
Yeah.
other women. You also, by the way, are going to get free access to my community, which is Misfit Mondays, and you're going to get free access for life. And that is a place where we meet every Monday, and we meet for Q&A and just to discuss things that like other people don't get. You know what I mean? Like just
Mhm.
the social aspect of this, the how to deal with our family, the holidays are coming up. There's so many things that that go into being a healthy human,
Yeah.
and it's not common knowledge. So if you're somebody who's interested, definitely send me an email. I'll leave all the information below, and I hope to see you in the course. But one more thing, the only people I want are the people that are really, really ready. Okay,
Amen.
so if you don't have time to work on yourself for the next 6 weeks, it's not the course for you. If you can't, so I'll send you all the requirements, right? Like when we're gonna meet. We meet twice a week. We work out 3 times a week together. So that's 5 times a week. If you don't have that kind of time, if you're too busy to work on yourself, then this course is not going to work for you. But if you're somebody, yeah, you can have a job. Yeah, you can go to school, of course. But if you don't have the time to prioritize your health, I can't do anything for you, right? Like
Yeah.
Ava can only do so much. I know Ava coaches people and she has her community, but like you have to want it as bad as Ava and I want it for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's who I'm looking for.
Yeah, I totally. First of all, this is kind of like the thing I wish I had had at the beginning, because what you're saying is so true. It like makes me go back a little bit and realize how alone I felt and how crazy I sounded to my friends. Like even my close friends, they're like, "What is she even doing?" Like I remember like in my very first couple of weeks, it was the middle of Christmas, and actually I started in September. I just celebrated my anniversary, and I remember I went to a Christmas party, and they kept pushing, and I was just like, no, I'm gonna do my thing. And it was so, I felt so alone because I had no one to understand. I could not call someone to tell them. Then people, I remember a comments I got were like, "You're no fun. Oh, come on, try
Mm,
the Christmas cookies, try this, try
right.
that. Oh, you don't know what you're missing." And I felt so alone not being able to like talk about it after to someone, because then none of my friends would get like, what was the big deal? You went to a party and you felt alone. Like, why? So I wish I had had that group of like people saying you're not crazy. It just sounds amazing. Like I wish, looking back, I feel sorry for myself that I went through it
Yeah.
alone.
Me too. Me too.
Pretty
And this
rough.
year in my community and in the group, if you join the Food Addiction Freedom group, you not only get to be part of my community, which we're going to have, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas parties, New Year's parties together, but also you're going to get an accountability partner for life.
Mm,
So one person in the group is going to be your accountability partner. All right. That's why there's 10 women. So five, five. One person is going to be your partner for life. Once a week for 1 hour a week, you're gonna meet with them forever, and I've had mine for 7 years, and this is, like, life-changing to be able to stay accountable to somebody and get a new raw vegan friend for life. Like,
mm,
this is to me, this is, like, the dream course that I needed, and besides, all the amazing social aspects and the accountability, you're gonna learn exactly what to do and what not to do because I didn't know. Like, back then, Ava, like, I'm sure you made mistakes too, right? Like,
Yeah, and I tried to do too much all at once. Like you
yeah.
mentioned, oh wait, that's too much fat. Oh wait, oh, I'm eating after 7 p.m. Oh, I tried to do it all, and it was overwhelming. And what I should have done is just focus on eating the food, which eventually I kind of figured things out a little bit. But just not try to do it all at once. Just relax, just lean into it without being obsessive or thinking you have to do everything perfect and not eat after a certain time and that's too much fat and oh my gosh, only this much smoothie or this much fruit. Like, yeah, I wish I had been less worried about doing it right, because there's no such a
Yeah.
thing. Just eat the food until you're full, and it's going to be okay. And eat the nuts, the seeds, eat everything. Just keep my mantra was also, if it's raw, I'll eat it. If it's not, I won't,
Me too, me too. And
if
you
it's
know
raw,
what?
I'll eat it.
It's not your fault though if you can't succeed on your own because literally nobody can succeed on their own. Like I study the greats, right? So I'm obsessed with mental toughness and I love studying the greats in their field. And so like Oprah and Michael Jordan and like all these Kobe Bryant, they have coaches. Like they don't do things alone. They have
Mm,
coaches for everything. They have
yeah.
physical coaches, they have mental coaches, they have every type of coach you could ever think of.
Mhm.
And we're trying to do things alone. And it's
Yeah.
like, well, of course you can't succeed because you've been trying to do it without knowing how. You see,
Yeah.
being raw, it's very easy for me and Ava because now we know how to do it. Like it took me 13 years to know how to do it.
Yeah.
And like that's what I teach in the course for 6 weeks. 6 weeks, it's intensive. Yes, we meet twice a week on Zoom for about 2 hours. You're
Mhm.
learning, we're interacting, you're doing lots of exercises with me, and then we work out 3 days a week. And throughout the course, you have me as your coach, so you can call me anytime. You have my personal number. We're in a group chat together on WhatsApp. We have a Facebook group. You can reach me at any time. And if you have a breakdown or a meltdown, or you have a question at the grocery store, or you want to know when a fruit is ripe and ready to open, or you're like, I don't know what to do. I'm craving pasta. I have to eat pasta. What do I do? Then you can call me and I'm going to coach you through it. I'm going to help you because now I know how. Back
Mhm.
then, I wouldn't be able to help you. So, just understand that every great person that ever succeeded in life had a coach,
Yeah.
especially in the beginning.
Yeah. And the greats, you're even Tony Robbins had coaches.
Jim Rohn was his coach.
Yes, yes. So all these people, they're great because they also learn from someone who knew more than them or who could help them or who could guide them. And sometimes you can't see the forest through the trees. You're just like in it and you just can't think rationally sometimes or think your way. And it's just so nice to do, I believe coaches are kind of like your training wheels, like they're helping you just get started, and then they
Yes.
give you that momentum for you to go on. And that's one of the reasons you love being a coach. I love being a coach. I love to see that moment when people actually the training wheels come up. Okay, you can do this. You got it.
Yes.
And then they just get going. And obviously, no journey is ever linear. Sometimes you just kind of fall off your bike and you get back on the bike and you take a detour, or you go over a bump or whatever it is. But it is so good to get you started right, to get you started with the right tools, with the right mindset, with the right
Yes.
support. I don't know. I just think it's amazing what you're doing.
Thank you, Ava. I love you. We have some questions, so I definitely want to honor you guys. Thank you for
Yeah.
being here. Thank you, everyone, for taking, a little hour with me and Ava. And so, okay, so we have a question. Because I guess you just posted a video about 80-10-10 didn't work for you.
Hmm.
So, question, why do you think 80-10-10 didn't work for you, Ava? And can you please just share, like, why you felt you needed more protein?
Yeah. So, like you said at the beginning, some people like more savory. And for me, I'm one of those people. I don't like an overabundance of fruit. I felt like I was overeating on fruit and I was not feeling my best. I felt even like I would overeat on the fruit and I'm not even satisfied after eating all that fruit. I would always be craving more savory food. But because I was like in the 80-10-10 mindset, no, I got to eat a lot of this fruit and then a
Yeah.
salad at night. Well, that just did not work for me. I ended up also, once I went over the age of probably 50, now I'm 52, I started putting on a little bit of weight around the middle. And I'm like, you know what? I feel better. I'm lighter when I eat more protein. So I started adding more greens. I started adding more sprouts, more microgreens. That gets a little exhausting because I'm forever growing stuff or spending a lot of money on microgreens. And that it just, but I did remember I started to feel like I'm feeling more satiated when I have a little bit more protein. When my salad has more protein or my smoothie has more protein, where I'm adding more hemp seeds, when I'm adding more chias, when I'm adding more greens, I feel more satiated for longer after I eat. So I realized that I needed to up my protein, and that worked really, really well. But I also realized that, you know what, I'm just not loving all the fruit. I don't feel satiated after eating all that fruit, but I do when I eat a little bit more protein. So it's not to say it didn't work for me. It worked until it didn't. Like maybe my
Mhm.
hormones changed, maybe I grew, maybe I got older. I don't know what it was, but I remember just feeling like it's it's just not working. So I adjusted my macros, which is something that I recommend everyone do. Why is 80-10-10 the golden book? It maybe works for an athlete, in my opinion. Maybe it works for someone. I believe women need a little bit more fat too, and I believe as we age, we lose muscle. And I know the protein myth and all of that, but I do, for me, you got to tweak those macros and see what works best for you. Um, I like I said, it just works better for me to have a little bit more of that plant protein. And that's why I added a little bit to my dinner salad. I started to add maybe some beans or maybe a little quinoa once in a while. And I just felt like that helped. That helped. And I'm working hard at the gym. I'm lifting those weights and I'm going to see if I get results from it. It's only been about 6 months since I started doing that. I'll be reporting back. Like, I'm not one to admit, you know what, I was wrong. That did not work. I just want to see what happens if I do. And yeah, hope that
Thank
answered the question.
Yeah, thank you for answering. Yeah, I agree, and I just feel like we should be wary of anyone that says it's one size fits all. You have to do this juice cleanse or you have to do 80-10-10, and, like, they're not bad people, but you
No,
just know that they're selling something, and we're all selling something, Ava has books, I have books. Okay, we're all selling something. But, like, there's no need to say that because you can still sell, you can still be a coach. There's no need to say, "This is the way, this is the
yeah,
only way." It's
yeah,
just not true. I
no,
have many friends. Ann Osborne, I just interviewed her on Wednesday, and she eats only fruit, no greens, no nuts. She loves it. And I'm just like, I would actually be miserable because even though I love fruit and I eat mostly fruit, I need my salad at night. Like, I would be miserable. I'm sorry. Like, once in a while, I'll eat fruit for dinner, but I
mm,
really, really want my salad.
yeah,
I want my savory at the end of the night. I'm all done with sweets. So, like, and Anne's not, and I love Anne too. And did you notice, Ava, that all the women in the movement are saying it's not one size fits all? And
yeah,
like all the men, like
yeah.
almost all the men are saying it's one size fits all.
Yeah, yeah, and that's
I
one
just
thing
noticed that.
that I like to make the distinction. Men and women are different. I don't care what anybody says. We are different. We have different needs. Women do carry a little bit more weight. We can't have our body fat that as low as men. We just cannot. We need our hips. We need our butts. We get estrogen from fat cells too. So it's good for your hormones. Having too low a body fat, it's not healthy for women. And I do believe that a lot of the 80-10-10 people do really well if you actually are a great avid exerciser. Like, if you're a runner, that's going to work really well for you. If you're running 5, 6, 7 miles a day, it's going to work really well for you. If you're a younger male, it's going to work really well for you. But if you're a female and you're getting a little older and you're wanting more greens, more savory, then honor that. Don't just keep going with this one size fits all approach that's not, like in my case, I'm like, it's not working for me. Don't keep going with that. Just change. Be open minded. I mean, the worst thing you can do is have this lifestyle be a straight jacket, to be imprisoned by it, instead of give it you wing, give you growth, give you the betterment of you every day. It's not that you've arrived and you've had it all figured out. Things change, you change, life evolves, needs change. You're more active, you're less active, you're over 50, you're in menopause. I don't know where you're at, but don't be
Yeah.
afraid to look outside of what you think the answer might be. Because like you said, those guys, there's a lot of guys not pushing, but promoting this, and I'm like, that's good for the dudes, but might not be good for the dads.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I can't do OMAD. I can't eat 1 meal a day,
Mhm.
and I don't want to, and I don't have to. I'm reaching my goals. I'm on my journey still, my fitness journey, but, like, I got rid of my health issues. I got rid of my acne. I lost the weight. I'm reaching my goals, eating the way I love and feeling really good, and it's like, why would I do anything different? And now somebody asked about the calories. They wanna know how many calories Ava eats every day, how many calories I eat every day. I have to tell you that the reason I got into the raw food lifestyle is so I can never, ever count calories again because I was on every diet and I always had a notebook. Okay, and I was always writing down every fucking thing I ate and every calorie, and it was so horrible. It was really traumatic to me, like, to think about having to do that ever again, and so that's why the raw food diet works for me because I don't have to do that, and I've never done it on a raw food diet. I mean, ex I might have experimented, like, 10 years ago, just Chronometer and putting it in just to see, just curious how much protein, how much iron. But like I've never ever counted calories on this diet ever. And that's why it works for me because that's a nightmare. Anybody else in the comments out there, just put a thumbs up if it is a nightmare for you to think about counting macros or calories or points ever again. Ava, do you know how many calories you eat?
I do recommend people get acquainted with the caloric content of foods. Don't be an uninformed consumer. So if you have no idea how many calories you're getting,
Mm,
then you're likely to maybe undereat or overeat or whatever it is. So at the beginning, I do recommend people get familiar with, a banana, 70 calories, an apple. You want to know more or less what you're eating and then get an idea, because if you're having a weight loss issue, then you might want to realize that the smoothie you just drank had 1,000 calories, and you're having a hard time losing weight. Okay, so then think to yourself, let me just adjust the smoothie a little bit so it's not so much of a caloric. So, but I don't count calories either because I have come to my sweet spot. But I do believe that at the beginning it is good to just get familiar and just kind of like maybe a little bit in your head, let me see where I'm at, but not obsessively, not long term, just at the beginning. If you're just starting, just to get familiarized with what you're eating or what the caloric content is. But not eventually, it's effortless. You don't have to think about it. You just eat and you just maintain. Having said that, when I turned 50, I did start putting on a little bit of weight, and that's what made me think, okay, let me just revisit here what I'm eating. Why am I
wow.
putting weight around the middle? And it's twofold. With menopause, you stop the production of estrogen from your ovaries, and the fat cells that you accumulate around the middle also produce estrogen, which is something women don't know. And so we tend to pack the weight around the middle a little bit for that estrogen. And so I'm like, okay, so it's not technically because all you're eating wrong. It's just something that happens. You start when you get pregnant, it's more around the hips and more around your breast area, more you just, and then so this happens. And so yeah, I kind of like went back to, okay, let me see what I'm eating. And so I adjusted a little bit. I cut back a little bit on the carbs. I upped the protein a little bit. It's working really well for me, I have to say. So again, don't be
You
afraid
look good,
to
Ava.
try
You look
things.
good.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't wanna cut you off. Did you wanna finish or you're
No, that was
finished?
it. Just be aware of what you're eating and then forget it. Relax. It's effortless.
Yes, okay. That's a good point. When I came to the raw food diet in 2011, I did know the calorie of everything on earth. So I didn't need to get acquainted. If you don't know the calories of things, maybe you want to get acquainted. If you've never counted calories, sure, it might not be traumatic to you. But to me, I was done. I was mentally, physically, emotionally done with being on a diet.
Yeah,
And that's what I associate with counting calories. And
yeah.
so now, yes, of course, I if I had to guess, I would say I'm eating about 2,000 calories because I do know the calories of things. I know that if I put 5 bananas in a smoothie, that's 500 calories right there, pretty much, if they're big bananas. Okay, if they're pretty small, then probably 50, 70. All right. Dates, 65 calories each. Okay, put a few in there. That's, a few hundred more calories. I know that greens have basically no calories, vegetables have no calories. And so, of course, the more vegetables you eat, the less calories you're consuming.
Mhm.
Calories do matter when it comes to the raw food diet, so that's why the nuts and seeds, It's recommended you don't make meals out of those things, you don't have a whole bag of nuts as a meal because not only is it gonna be thousands of calories, but also lots of fat, and the fat kind of does make you feel tired and sluggish, but it depends on you, it depends on your needs. I have definitely coached people from the course that they really, really enjoy savory and they really enjoy their nuts and seeds and they don't overeat them. They're not trigger foods for them. And so, first thing in the morning, I have somebody who has like a big vegetable bowl with like steamed potatoes and, peppers and, dulse on top and some tahini. And that's her breakfast. And that's what she really likes. And she's losing weight and she's feeling great and she's healing. And it's like, okay, wow. So, I couldn't do that. I don't like that. I like juicy fruit, very hydrating things in the morning, but some people, that's what they really like.
Mm.
And so I just want to say that you definitely don't need to count calories, but yeah, if you're under eating, if you're really, really underweight, you're probably eating too little. If you're overweight and but here's the catch, Ava. If you are overweight and you've been raw for like 6 months, or a year,
Mhm.
okay, then you're eating too many calories, but it's, like, almost impossible, right? Ava, have you met someone in your many, many years of coaching that is overweight as a raw vegan for, like, over a year? They've been eating raw for over a year.
Not really, no. No, they just again, it's just all a matter of adjusting macros a little bit, but I wouldn't say overweight. It's just a matter of finding their sweet spot. But yeah, no, not really.
I never seen it, even if they're eating lots of nuts, lots of avocado. I've
Mhm,
never seen it.
mhm.
I have seen people overweight that just, like, keep going back and forth between cleansing,
Yeah,
water fasting, and then eating crap again. That is very common, and I have lots of, people that try to apply to the course. And, I have an application, okay? And all you do is just email me, and I'll leave the email below, and I send you the application, and this application tells me if you're ready or not, okay? Because I can't have people that really just wanna lose as much weight as possible, wanna go on a water fast, wanna be raw for 6 weeks, and then wanna go back to eating crap again. Like,
yeah,
that is not how it's gonna work.
no.
And okay, so we got another question. James wants to know, can you mix berries with bananas? Yeah, you can mix
Yeah,
berries with bananas. There's food combining rules, of course, and I teach that in the food addiction freedom course, but you really don't need to worry about them, especially when it comes to fruit, right, Ava? Yeah.
yeah. I think again, people can really. I mean, of course, if you're having major digestive issues, you might want to kind of like check all the boxes. Okay, make sure that you're not eating, the fruit and the fats together. Maybe if you're having this type of issues at the beginning, yeah, you might want to be paying a little bit more attention. But I never really worry about mixing fruits, except for melons. I try to eat melons alone, but I never really had any issues. I really don't follow many food combination rules, to be quite honest with you. I just don't, because I digest beautifully, but it took a little while. At the beginning I was a little bit more careful because, oh my gosh, I was not digesting food, I was not absorbing nutrients. Like, it's a journey, you don't just like all perfect. So it took a little while to get there, but now I don't really worry so much about it, especially if you blend something. Once it's blended, it's almost like it started to get pre-digested. Then you make sure that you don't just gulp the smoothie, that you actually chew your smoothie, and because digestion starts in the mouth. And I don't worry about food combination. But if you are having digestive issues, then give it a little bit, yeah, a little thought there for sure.
Yes. Ava digests beautifully, which I was like, "Oh, what does your poop look like?" Because that's the first thing I thought, like, how beautiful is Ava's poop? Um, so
It's
beautiful. She's gonna
beautiful.
post it on Instagram later. Okay, so now I, mix berries with oh my gosh, yesterday I had just, like, very simple bananas, blueberries, water. It's so good. It's so good. I used to put dates in there. I know that, some raw vegans put maple syrup or a sweetener in there, but, like, I don't need it anymore. It's so good to me now, and it's so nice. Don't worry about the rules. I even do nuts and berries sometimes,
Mhm.
or seeds and berries, like sunflower seeds and blackberries. It makes a great dressing.
Yeah,
Don't worry too much unless like
no.
Ava just said. Yeah, what Ava said is perfect.
If it's
Um
blended, it's good usually. If it's separate, then sometimes you might have some issues. But yeah, Don't worry.
Yeah,
So
and greens go with everything, and if you
greens go
want
with everything. That's the beauty of it. You can throw greens at everything, which is basically
right?
what I do. I do throw a lot of greens at everything.
We have a lot of questions, but the last one we'll answer right now is, about should women fast with having ovarian cysts? So how would you recommend somebody go about dealing naturally with their ovarian cysts?
So ovarian cysts are obviously a symptom of something, and there is no one specific protocol that I'm aware of just to target the ovarian cysts. But I know that when you change your lifestyle to eating the right foods and you support your body nutritionally, it, I have heard from people that have literally seen them dissolve both in when they get scanned and also in their breasts. And I interviewed someone actually who had that went raw, and 6 months later, her breasts that were riddled with lumps dissolved, and she also had a lot of cysts in her ovaries. So I just think it's all a matter of what you eat and also what you don't eat. So obviously you can eat all the raw food you want, but if you start eating the cookies, the potato chips, the da da da, that's not going to work. It's what you eat and what you don't eat, and it's also giving it enough time. It's not a miracle diet. You're not going to just, it's a woo, I'm healed. No, like it takes time, and you got to have the patience. You got to be in it. You can't expect a miracle if it took you 40 years to get into the mess of that you're at present health. It's not going to take you a week, because people, I get this all the time, but I did it for 3 months. It's like, okay, well, I did it for 3 years before I resolved some issues that I had.
Mm,
It's not instantaneous. So definitely you got to give it time. It's not so much that I don't recommend fasting. I do recommend intermittent fasting, but again, it's a process. So first get used to the food, get your training wheels off. Once you are comfortable with eating the food and it's kind of become second nature to you, then you can start refining and saying, okay, yes, I'm going to stop eating after a certain time. I'm not going to start eating in the morning, first thing in the morning. Let me just drink some water. Let me hydrate. Let me have my green juice. Let me have my lemon water, and then start eating a little bit in the day. And it just little by little starts refining and starts coming together better. And yeah, you'll get results. I just, obviously, I'm not a doctor. So if you need to go, obviously, a lot of the times you need to go to the doctor, make sure everything's okay, that you don't have an issue. But yeah, make
your
it
poop is
fun.
more beautiful than any doctor's. That's what I heard. So listen, I would definitely, yeah, say everything Ava said, and also I would say if you want to have good, consistent health, then you have to get good at being consistent. If you want to have amazing, consistent health, right? Consistently amazing health, you have to get amazing at being consistent.
Yeah,
So, somebody write that down. That was good.
yeah, yeah.
And, you gotta find what works. How do you find what works? I'm sure Ava would agree. You try it. You try all fruit. It's probably not gonna work because you probably, have eaten salty things in the past and your taste buds probably want salt sometimes. And I think that as humans, we do crave salt, and that's why we need greens and minerals and things like that, more savory things. But either way, our taste buds are a little different. Some people really, really love fruit all day. Great.
Mhm.
Some people need more savory, like we talked about many times, but you need to try what work
What
see what
works?
works for you. You need to try it. You need to try everything. You try raw till 4. People thriving on raw till 4. You try,
Yeah.
and if you don't know what to do, that's why you work with me or Ava. You work with a coach to see, okay, what are the options? What are the ways that I can eat that can lead me to my goal, which is to heal, to
Mhm.
reverse these cysts, okay, to shrink these bitch, because I said, I was trying to say 2 words and I said bitch, but that was not what I was trying to say. Whew. I was trying to say I have literally seen, I don't know what I was trying to say, but I have literally seen the same thing Ava saw, which is I have seen people's cysts and their tumors shrink literally before, I've seen the x-rays from my clients and it is absolutely incredible.
Mhm.
But these were the people that were the most consistent.
Yeah.
These were the people that showed up for every class, that took notes, that worked out with me, that got the food out of their house, and if they live with someone that eats junk food, then they got the food and they put it in the fridge and put it in a drawer where they can't see it. They put a kitchen towel over the food. They put it in a cupboard. They put it in a box or in some type of container with a towel over it, and they could not see that junk food. Out of sight, out of mind. They changed their kitchen, they changed the way they ate, they changed the things they did when they went out. They changed a
Mhm.
lot. They didn't just say, "Okay, I'm gonna eat raw." No, they
They
did
worked.
other
Yeah,
yeah, they did the
they
work and
worked.
they did things differently. And that's what you need to do because I mean, I want you wanna fast, right? But I wanna ask you, how long have you been raw? How long have you been on a high raw or 100% raw diet? Don't
Mhm.
even think about fasting before you find find out how to be a healthy human, because
Yeah,
you know what's gonna happen, and it's happened to all of us. You're gonna fast, then you're gonna go back to crap,
and
and
then
then you're
what?
gonna have even worse. Sorry?
No, and then what? Exactly that.
And then
Yeah,
what? And then you're gonna be here in 6 months saying the raw food diet didn't work.
yeah,
But,
yeah,
like, you didn't work. You didn't
yeah,
work, boo.
yeah,
Okay. So
yeah.
thank you, JJ, for being here. JJ, I feel like you had a question and we didn't answer it. Can you put it in the comments again? I'm so sorry. JJ's awesome. Ava, do you use B12 or D3 supplements? I was a few minutes late. Sorry if I missed it. She already knows I don't. So, Ava, do you?
Yeah, I do. I do. I didn't for a long time. I didn't do B12 for a long time, and then I got tested. It was a little low, so I started B12. It has got to be good quality. You don't want just any old B12. I buy Global Healing. It goes under the tongue, sublingual. It absorbs really quickly, and I don't do it every day because it comes in a 5,000 microgram dosage. You don't even need more than 2,000. That's a crazy amount of B12 that then your liver stores, and it's counterproductive. You don't want to keep taking B12 if you don't need it. So get yourself checked once a year. I'm about to get my blood work done, and I haven't done it in 2 years, so I'm very curious to see what it's like. But yeah, it was a little low, so then I started like 3 times a week, and I'm not fanatical about it, but yeah. And for vitamin D, I started eating mushrooms, which I hadn't done for years. And mushrooms are a great source of vitamin D, as we know, because I didn't like them raw. And so I missed out on the mushrooms because I was kind of like freaked out by raw mushrooms. It was just the thing I had. So now I'm eating mushrooms lightly steamed. But I do go in the sun. I'm a sun lover and worshiper, much to the detriment of my skin, because I have overdone it in my youth. I used to bake with baby oil and all the rest. I used to fry myself under the sun, and I still to this day love the sun. I was just out in the sun. I try to at least get 10 minutes of sun in the morning for my vitamin D, and I don't supplement vitamin D. No, I just do mushrooms, and I do and I do
Let's cut
black.
that clip. Let's make a reel of that. I do mushrooms. That's
I
it.
do
That's the reel.
mushrooms and vitamin D.
Yes, I don't supplement because I just got my blood test done. I have no deficiencies. If I was deficient, I would. And I would do the same thing Ava's doing. And I might lightly steam my mushrooms too because I don't personally like they feel like styrofoam to me in my
Yeah,
mouth. So I
something
don't
really wrong.
personally like to eat raw mushrooms.
Mhm.
They're dry. I would lightly steam them if I felt like I needed to eat them.
Yeah.
Don't
But
be
there's so
afraid
many
to.
mushrooms that I'm just discovering now at the farmers market where I live. There's these amazing big oyster mushrooms, and then there's these pink ones, and then there's this I forget what they're called, but something really really good of this special white mushroom. So I'm like, wow, I'm gonna eat some mushrooms. So this is kind of new, and again, that's good also for a little more variety in your diet, and definitely great source of vitamin D. So eat mushrooms, and if you like them raw, great, and if you don't, then lightly steam them a little bit. Yeah.
Yes. So if you get anything from this live, Ava wants you to get high on mushrooms. She
Get
really
them
recommends it. It will help with the raw food. It will help with the cleansing. Okay, there's other questions, but I want to just make sure and let everybody know that I do really, really, really recommend if you are someone who is struggling and needs a community, needs accountability, because that's like key. Like Ava, do you have an accountability partner in your own personal life?
I do.
Oh, you
I
see?
have more
Whoa.
than
I wasn't
that.
expecting that. But
Yeah.
yeah, even Ava, because she's great and she's doing great things. And I think even if you don't call them an accountability partner, like everyone that's doing great things in the world has someone they are, like, holding accountable, and that person's holding them accountable, you know? And
Mhm.
it's like
Yeah.
a workout partner or a business partner. It's, like, all about accountability, and I learned that, and that's why I am getting in the best shape of my life because, well, first of all, I started working out with my clients 3 days a week on Zoom, all
Nice.
right? We did a crazy workout this morning. Yeah, we're doing 100 squats a day.
Woo!
Cheyenne was there, and,
Wow.
100 squats for the month of October. Yep.
Wow.
while you're getting high on mushrooms, Ava, we're working
Yeah.
out, okay, and we're getting fit, and, we're up to a minute, 45-second plank together, all of us, and if you'd like to join me, there's 2 ways. One, you can join the Food Addiction Freedom course, just send me an email. The words are, "I am ready," okay? If you put "I am ready" in the subject and you send me an email, jd@msfitvegan.com, Sherry will put that in the live chat. Thank you, Sherry. Basically, you can work out with me for free after the course ends too. 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I do it every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then the other way is just go to misfitmondays.com. Sherry will put that in there too. Fitmondays.com. That's my private community. And Ava, it's helping me so much because I can't do it on my own. I can't.
No.
Nobody can.
No,
And
nobody
and
can.
it's,
I feel like you hit all the spots. Like you hit the exercise, the food, the community. Like if you watch the blue zones, the people with the longest longevity on earth, they hit the exactly what you're hitting. Like the community, the food, the exercise, the mindset. Like you're hitting all the essential parts of wellness because it's not just all about the food. Like there's other things that you got to throw in there. So good for
Yes, and thank you, Ava. I worked really,
you.
really hard to design this course, and it has evolved. Been doing it for over a year, and it has evolved a lot. It's nothing like it was a year ago because I've learned what works and what doesn't work. And we do 12 sessions of EFT tapping, so it's emotional freedom technique. We
Mhm.
also do 12 guided visualizations. All right, led by
Love
me.
that.
Yep, yep, the tapping, and it's really great for reprogramming our subconscious. And it's very, very simple. You just follow along and, repeat after me. And we also do a lot of different exercises and things that I found that help people to realize how strong they are and their power and step into their truth and their like and their power because like a lot of us have we don't have any idea how powerful we are. We think that a donut has more power than us, has more influence over our life than our own mind.
Mm,
Like we're not in control. And this is what the course is. It's going to help you get in control of your decisions, your food choices, your thoughts, your beliefs. We're going to change a lot of beliefs because, Ava knows this. The power of the mind is ridiculous. If you have a belief that you'll never be able to go raw, that you'll never be able to lose the weight, then you will never.
mhm,
It's just that simple, but it's not easy, but it's
mm,
simple. It's not
mhm,
easy to change these things. And you see, this is just a thought you've had hundreds of thousands of millions of times
mm,
that has turned into a belief. If you're ready to give up those beliefs, then I can help you.
mm.
So definitely let me know because I have 2 spots left. And this is the last time I'm gonna do this course this year. So in
What?
2020, yeah, Ava, yeah, you were getting high on mushroom. You missed
Wait,
that part.
wait. So why? Because we're already. Yeah. Okay, I get it.
I
I thought.
usually do it
Okay.
I usually do it every 6 weeks. I love
Okay.
Ava. She's so cute. What? No, no. But no, seriously, I need them to know. So I need you guys to know that before 2024, this is your last time to work with me. I don't work with people one-on-one, okay? I only do this group coaching, and if you're ready, this is it. This is it. This is your sign that, okay, I'm ready. The universe is helping me out because, of course, when you make a decision, the universe co-conspires with you to make it happen. And if
Mhm,
you're watching this, then at least send me an email to get the details to see if this is the course that is going to change everything for you. I have hundreds of women. Some of them are on this call right now. Okay. Hundreds of women out there who have taken this course, who have met their new best friend, who have met their community, who have lost weight. Okay. If you are on this call and you have been in my course, give me a watermelon emoji so I know and so I know who's here. But so many women have healed. I have somebody who reversed their stage 4 breast cancer. Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, and I'm no doctor, right? Like, I'm no doctor. She's working with her doctors, and she got the X-rays from her doctors, and of course, they wanted to operate, of course, but she didn't want that. She wanted to do it naturally, and I helped her coach her to do that, and now she's thriving, and she is like it's just she's a believer now for life because she saw it with her own eyes, and
Mm.
so, yeah, if you need help because I know somebody out there asked, "Is it possible to reverse fibroids with a raw vegan diet?" Absolutely. Ava, have you ever seen that?
Yeah, I have seen. Well, I had fibroids myself, and it
No
was
way.
really, really bad. Yeah, but my issues were beyond the beyonds. I had they wanted to do a procedure where they basically take the lining of your uterus out because I was bleeding so bad with my period. It would last 3 weeks. I needed a blood transfusion because I had lost so much blood. I was in really bad shape, and one of the things I had were fibroids. Yeah, yeah, and so
Wow.
I had to really take matters into my own hands because they wanted to do a hysterectomy on me
Mm,
after the procedure of the lining of the uterus scraping. Then they were going to do a hysterectomy. They were like, "Yeah, that's it. It's got to all come out." I was like, "Wait, this is crazy. I'm 45 years old. You want to take out my uterus?" And yeah, I had a lot of fibroids. I had a lot of very extreme heavy bleeding to where I was homebound. I could not, when I had my period, I could not leave the house. I had to sit on a towel. It was that severe. That
y
severe.
yeah, I wanna also share, and then we have to go because 'cause I'm very busy, very important, and I have a 3 o'clock and a 4 o'clock, on Instagram Live, guys, so check me out, EST, 3 and 4 PM EST, but I wanted to also share the things that doctors have told me that I had to do, okay? So, number 1 is I have a this is very random, guys, but I have an extra piece of bone on my knee, and it was very, very painful. It's like extra cartilage or something on my kneecap, and it's a big ball or whatever, tennis-sized ball like a golf ball, and the doctor said I had to get it removed. Like, I was gonna be literally in pain my whole life if I didn't. I was gonna actually have major trouble walking. It was gonna affect every part of my body. It was really, really bad pain, especially when it rained. I don't know why, but, like, it hurt so bad. Well, after going raw, I've never felt the pain again, ever, in, 13 years.
Mm,
Rain, sunshine, sleet, whatever. So that's number 1. I still have it. It's still here. If you meet me at the Woodstock Fruit Festival, I can show you, in person. The other thing is that, another thing is that I was told I have 2 herniated discs in my neck, in my upper back, in my neck, that, they used to be very, very painful. Okay, I always had severe back pain, especially upper back especially, and I couldn't work out, and I was always severely in pain every time I looked down especially, and the doctor said I had to get them operated on. No, I don't. No, I don't. I don't feel pain at all. And, it's been a long time, and, yeah, I would have gotten back surgery. I would have gotten surgery on my spine if I
mm,
had listened to the doctors, and many other things. They put me on, lots of, steroids for my acne and
mm,
antibiotics and horrible things, and they said that, the best thing would be, birth control, but I was, like, 13 years old, and even as a 13-year-old, I was like, "This doesn't make any sense, like, I
mhm,
have never even kissed a boy, like, what
mhm,
what am I doing on birth control? Like, what?" So, anyway, and I'm trying to think, I know there was other things, but those are the 3 main things that I was told that were irreversible. Oh, also, last thing is my tooth.
mm.
I was told that I had to get a root canal, or get my tooth extracted because I had an irreversibly inflamed nerve. I'm not telling anybody what to do. I'm telling you what happened with me. I think that is insane to say that anything's irreversible because it's not true. Okay. They told me it's not possible to heal it, and I did. And so those are just 3 examples or 4 examples of things that doctors told me I had to do. And many, many, many other clients, doctors have said, okay, if you don't remove this tumor or this cyst, you're not going to be here in 6 months, a year, and it wasn't true, but
Mhm.
most people, Ava, they hear that from a doctor and they're like, "Oh, it has to be true. It has
Yeah.
to." But guys, think about how many things that you've said to yourself that aren't true. "I can't do this. I'm too fat. I'm too lazy." Think about all the things that people have said to you in your past, a boss, a parent, you're not, think about all the times you say you're not good enough. Is that true? People are saying stuff all the time. It doesn't matter if it's a, medical opinion. It is a opinion. Okay?
Mhm.
Opinions are not facts. And I'm telling you the facts that I don't think there's anything that can't be reversed. Ava, I just want to ask you, in your personal opinion, we're not doctors. Is there anything that you feel cannot be reversed
Well,
naturally?
sometimes I do believe that if people have gone too far, they're too far and
Mm,
gone, and there is no coming back from certain things. And I have seen it at Hippocrates where people did not make it. They some people die. Not everything is not. I don't want to give the impression that this is a panacea either. Yes, a lot of things are reversible, but sometimes we're not. We just can't control everything, and there is, I don't know, God might have a role in this. I don't know what you believe, but some people I have seen, they're not able to be saved. And I know that I talked to Dr. Fred, and he said to me one time, I had a case where I was helping a woman that really, really wanted to live. She really wanted to live, and I couldn't help her, and she did everything perfect. And
Mm,
so I do believe that sometimes we are at a point where it's out of our hands. We get given some tools that we can use, but sometimes we can't control everything. So I do believe that doctors are pushing two things: drugs and surgery, and
mm.
that's their MO, and that's all they really have been trained on. And they don't take any courses on nutrition. We know this. We know big pharma and the power they have. And so we have the power. God gave us the fruits, the vegetables, the nuts, and the seeds. They're there for a reason. They're colorful for a reason. They taste good for a reason. They smell good for a reason. They're abundant for a reason. That's the food for us humans. So, but sometimes we take it too far, and some people they can be saved. Like they come on the lifestyle, and it's too almost. It doesn't happen that often, but it can happen.
Yeah, I think personally everything can be reversed, but I think sometimes it's too late. Yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. Happened with my mom. Happened with my mom. It was too late for her because
Hmm.
she spent 73 years eating crap, smoking
Yeah,
cigarettes, drinking alcohol, and then she wants to go raw,
yeah,
because she's having major health issues. Yeah,
yeah.
and she passed away because what? It's too late. But
Yeah,
like, that's why me and Ava exist because we want you to do it before you
yeah,
have to.
yeah.
Prevention is the key, not early detection. Okay,
Mhm,
your job is to prevent it being too late. Don't let it
mhm.
get to that point. So I hope
Yeah,
this inspired you. Please reach out to me or Ava. We'll leave the information below to reach out to us. Sherry, I see you didn't put my email in the chat, but I appreciate you. But but it's too late. It's too late. But anyway, I love you guys so much. I thank you so much, Ava, for being on my channel. And this
yeah,
video will also be on your channel too.
yeah.
And that's exciting. And yeah, guys, please email Ava and ask her to do a show with me because I want to do a weekly show with Ava. She's literally my favorite raw vegan. I just love
Aw,
everything. Yeah, I agree with most things you say. And the things that I don't agree with, like it makes sense when you say it. So I'm like, huh, maybe I'm wrong. Like I just love everything you say. And you're just so like level headed, realistic. You're not crazy, you wear shoes, you brush your
yeah,
teeth, and
yeah,
like I love the kind of raw vegan you are, like you're living in the world, the real world.
mm,
And it's rare, so everybody go bother Ava to do a show with me. Okay.
yeah.
Thank you
And
so
I
much.
like the same. I like the same about you, that you're very real,
Thank
because
you.
there is a lot. And I don't want to end on a sour note, but there is a lot of, I don't want to say phonies, but there's a lot of misrepresentation out there, and where they paint everything so glossy and so it's just not real. It comes across as very fake. And what I like about you is that you are real. You're a real person. You share the goods, the bads, the ugly, the everything. Yeah. And so and just the way you present yourself, you're not even wearing any makeup. Like
Oh,
what? So
thank you very much.
you're just a real person. That's what I appreciate about you.
Thanks, Ava. I love you too, boo. And I
Yeah,
love that you're going to share your poop with us later on Instagram. So thank you
sure.
so much. I love you. And I'll see everybody on Instagram in a minute. I'll see you there.
Yep. All right.
Bye, Ava.
Bye.
Thank you, boo.